Hello, Beez Bladers, and welcome newcomers to the channel. Welcome back. I really appreciate you guys showing up to check out this knife today, and I'm really excited to see it one more time. I did open this during the live stream, which are Friday nights Eastern Standard Time at 8:15. You got Beez live in the hive. Oh yeah, don't miss the live streams. We have so much fun. But besides that, don't forget, guys, anytime there's a knife in the video, there's always a description telling you about it, or there's always a link down there taking you right to it. And there's 10% off discount codes to KPL Knife Pivot Lube and to White Mountain Knives and Mojave Outdoor, all kinds of stuff. And there's affiliate links for Amazon down there to tools, knife sharpening supplies, all kinds of cool stuff. Don't forget, all of that is in the description of the video. Anyway, got that out of the way. Let's get this in the way. So this is the Honey Badger, the HB1036 WL-D2-Blue. Okay, here we go. The Honey Badger Wharncleaver D2 HBS3 large blue, made in China. All right, they do have really nice boxes. All I did was play with this a little bit on the live stream, and I didn't really get to check it out or look at it because it's kind of dark. And so now I'm going to really get to check it out. So you get this. It says, thanks for your 5-star review. They're asking you for a review on Amazon. So there's that. Honey Badger Knives. Join our VIP club and get 15% off coupon. Hey, there you go. westernactive.com. Go check that out. And there's different options, different knives that they offer. That's pretty cool. And look at this box. I mean, look at that. Would you look at it? That's fancy. And check this out. Look at that. It's a T8 and a T6. How many knives do you know actually come with a tool? That's pretty cool. Man, this packaging is really nice. So here is the Honey Badger, the Wharncleaver. I don't know that it has a name other than that, but let's give you a look at it. Here's this side. You know, this is not as sharp. I thought this would be kind of sharp and uncomfortable. It's not. So you have a Honey Badger up here, and I'm seeing you have a Honey Badger right here too. Okay. And this almost looks like it's been gnawed by a critter, just the first thing that went through my mind. And you have another Honey Badger on the clip, so it's no mistaking that this is a Honey Badger. That's for sure. And it has T8s and T6s, typical T8s, T6s, which is very nice, very, very nice. D2 tool steel. So let's look at this Wharncleaver. There we go. And that was not the sound the knife made, just so you know. Nice looking satin grind. I like the look. I love those straight lines. That looks really nice. And this kind of looks like an evil eye. Looks like an angry eye. Look at that. Looks like it's angry, ready to do some stuff. Nice big old choil here. We'll see how this choil works out when we get to the ergos, but there's plenty of room for sharpening. You're not going to put a smile on the plunge grind. Very, very nice. Let's get up here nice and close. The pivot's nice and shiny, very shiny. It has some jimping in here on the inside of the liner lock. We'll see how that's going to work for us. There's a look at this. So the texture's not too bad. This is FRN, which is fiberglass reinforced nylon, which basically means plastic. You have a big old lanyard hole. You can put a freaking rope through that puppy. And okay, very nice. So we have a reversible pocket clip. And it's very inset, and it looks like you're going to, yeah, take the screws out, and yes, you're going to have to take that out, but look at there. Nothing underneath. That, I bet, is really, really good in and out of the pocket. We'll check that here in just a minute. Have a back spacer here. It's probably made out of the same material. So there's going all the way around. And while we're at it, let's take a peek in here and see. We do have some milling for weight reduction. A little bit of milling on that side, and what are we looking like on this side? Oh yeah, pow, 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 pow. Yeah, got some weight reduction going on, and we'll get to the specs here in just a second. All right, let's see what she weighs. I'm guessing, I'm going to go with, oh gosh, I don't know, 3.75. Oh, that's the closest I've came yet so far guessing. 3.88 ounces. Ha ha! Getting a little better, or a little more lucky. So there's your weight, and let's go over these specs real fast, and then we'll get to all the fun stuff, okay? So let's see how the total length is. Total length of this knife is right on 8¼ inches. And the good stuff that you guys are always interested in, and I'm always interested in, is total blade length. Total blade length right from the start of the scales is 3.67 inches. And then your sharpen length is coming in at 3.22 inches. Blade width, I'd say right about here's a good spot. 1.04 inches. So it's an inch. And your handle thickness, handle width is 1 inch, just over 1 inch, 1.07. Your handle thickness is coming in at just over half an inch, 0.528. And what kind of blade stock we working with here? This looks kind of hefty. I'm going to guess 0.125. 135 thousandths, so it's kind of hefty, a little bit hefty. Let's see what it is behind the edge. Nice full flat grind going on here. Behind the edge, we're coming in at 13 thousandths. And I'll take another measurement up here, just kind of on the fly. I'm not all balanced or anything. 14 thousandths behind the edge. So let's see what our lockup is here. Our lockup looks really good. Lockup's good, what, 55%? Definitely, at least 55%. It's very comfortable, and this thing, it's definitely riding on bearings. I mean, it's so smooth. Well, how about our centering? Are we centered? Yes, look at there. We're centered. And that's pretty good. Budget knife, we're centered. Super smooth. I'm liking it. And our clip, let's see what the clip looks like in and out of the pocket. Let's see what it looks like. All right, here we go. What does it look like going in and out of the pocket? Okay, it's really comfortable. It has a little bit of grip. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall out. It doesn't get caught on anything. So that's what your pocket clip looks like. Little bitty badger going on right there. Okay, not too bad. So some size comparisons. Here it is next to the Spyderco Tenacious. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of contrast. Just a little bit of contrast. There you go. Here's the Spyderco Tenacious. It's a little wider than the Tenacious Spyderco Para 3. Just a hair wider than the Para 3. Here's the Ontario Rat 1. Pretty darn close to the Rat 1. And what's another one? Here's one a lot of you guys have, is the CJRB Feldspar. The Feldspar. It's about the same, right? The width of the pivot, it's about the same as the Feldspar. Now I'm going to lay this bad boy down. That way you can really get a good idea, because you can't tell unless you have it in hand. But I'm going to put some knives up here, and hopefully you have one of these, and that will tell you, at least give you a really good idea, the size of this knife. I'm having too much fun. Actually, you can't have too much fun, right? Here's the Spyderco Manix 2, the Spyderco Tenacious. You can see this is a full-size knife. And we'll go over ergos here in just a second. Here's the Spyderco Para 3. Here's one I wanted to put in here. The Kubi Carve. See, it's a little bit longer than the Kubi Carve. Looks like an angry bird or something with that eyeball. That eyeball just keeps staring at me. Here's the Ontario Rat 1. So there you go. That gives you an idea. If you have a Rat 1, there you go. Full-size knife for sure. And I'm going to put a couple more up here with similar type style blades. Here is the Kaiser October. And what's another one? Oh, here you go. Kaiser Sheepdog, non-flipper. So there's some comparison for you. A little, not quite as high as the Sheepdog. A little bit less than the October, but the same Wharncleaver style going on right there. And I'm liking this blade shape. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Here's one more for size comparisons. Here's a CJRB Feldspar. In case I didn't throw it up there already. All right, let's do some ergos real quick. Guys, don't forget, tap the like button. Do us all a favor. Tap the like button and don't forget to make a comment. If you're not subscribed, you'll want to see what's coming up very shortly. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell button and hit all on the bell button. That's how you get notified of giveaways and new videos and all that good stuff. So my hand is, no, I'm not going to back out. It's 4 inches from here to here. 3.5 from here to here, and from the tip of my finger to the base of my palm, yeah, I will back out, is 7.25. So that gives you an idea of my hand size. All right. Oh, yeah. This thing's going to be pretty sweet. So there's my hand size. The ergos don't feel too bad right off the bat. Let's check them out. So the nice thumb ramp and this jimping, okay, I noticed this right when I did that you have some jimping right here. Right on the scales, and it goes right in line with the jimping on this thumb ramp. And man, does it lock your hand in place. It's like, yeah, you're locked in place. Now, one thing I'm feeling is this inside right here of the liner lock. I'm kind of feeling that when I'm gripping, just a little bit, and I'm feeling the inside of this FRN too. I don't know why. You guys have heard me complain about it, but it's always a little, the FRN and G10 is always a little sharp on the inside right here. Right there. I'm always going to mention it until they start chamfering the edges of that. See, they smooth off and chamfer the corners up here, but they don't do it in the inside of here. So let's see what it feels like. If I'm push cutting, so that's getting me. The inside of here is a little sharp. That would be easy to use some sandpaper and just soften the inside of there off, right there where my fingernail is. If you get that little edge off, you'd be good. But that's if you're really doing some heavier cutting. But just the regular ergos aren't bad at all. You know, it's a slender knife. It's easy in and out of the pocket. Oh yeah. Choking up, so you can choke up. You can't really get up here. You're not going to do a hammer grip up here because the edge of the blade is going to be too close to your finger. But if you want to do some light cutting like this, that just locks you in. That is locked in. It's going to be really nice. How about, look at there. Look at the ergos for utility cutting. All day long, this is a utility cutter. The tip just goes straight to the ground. You don't have to bend your wrist. Tip goes straight to the board. Oh yeah, that's nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right, let's check out the deployment. So here's our deployment options. You got a push button, pow. Light switch, pow. And then can you open it with your thumb? Yes, easy to open with the thumb. Reverse flick all day long. Yes. Pinch open. Yes. It's a practical and fidgetable knife. Fidget factor is high. Ooh, and love that action. Look at here. Look at this. It's pretty drop shutty, and for a budget knife, and that's pretty good. And this is the D2 steel. I know that they do a M8 CR, but this one's in D2. And it's probably in the mid 50s for the price. Like I said, I've probably already put it on the screen, or I will put it on the screen to make sure that I have that correct. But yeah, that's pretty comfortable. Let's see how I can do left-handed. And yeah, it's reversible, so left-handed. I'm not as dexterous with my left hand. There we go. And can I light switch it? Yeah, it flips out pretty well with the light switch. And the reverse flick is really easy. And I can open it. You can slow roll it. So fidgetability is good. The ergos aren't bad, but I can feel the sharpness of the plastic. The pocket clip is not bothering me too much. It's not sticking out too far. So the pocket clip's not a big concern. It's pretty comfortable. But if you see a pocket clip like this, I guarantee you're going to feel it when you grip it. That's just a prerequisite. So the negatives, if I have to call something less than positive, would be this pocket clip it's obtrusive. It's out there. I feel it. It's not the worst in the world. If I push my hand up just a little bit past it, it's not too bad. That shows you where it's grabbing me, right there in the fat of my palm. And then I'm feeling the inside of this. But as far as disengagement, that is smooth. I appreciate that. I love having a nice pass through where I don't have to dig my finger down in there to disengage the lock bar or the liner lock. It's really easy to disengage. It's very smooth. The action on this thing is very nice. So all in all, I mean, the pros definitely outweigh the minor cons. So let me know what you guys think about Honey Badger. Do you have any of them? What do you think about them? I know if I could change something, I would want a little nicer handles, but when you do that, you're going to go up in price. So I would prefer to have this because it's really lightweight. It's comfortable. It's not sharp. I thought that these honeycombs were going to be sharp, and they look really nice. They're a nice addition to the Beez Hive. So let me know what you guys think. But guys, thanks for stopping by. Remember to live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.